Hello everyone and welcome once again to MJ's Maths and Stats. That's MJ Magic Studio to you. I am your host, your dost, and as usual always in the ghost mode, Mohit Jain. And today I'm with the actual question asked on 1st of May. Yes, exam was held on 1st of May 2021. This company is what they call themselves Engineering the Future EPAM, and the section where the numerical ability question was showcased, they call it arithmetic and reasoning section. Of that section, what I found that many of the questions were from height and distance clock calendar. So I've selected 14 of those questions which were actually asked in this examination. And you know the drill. Drill is very simple. Pause the session. If it's running on the video mode, obviously pause it. Try to solve it yourself and then look out for the solution. So hope you will be enjoying this session as you have enjoyed other session too. But before that, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Okay, please do comment after the session and do like and keep on sharing, help the channel grow. So on this note, happy note, let's begin now. The top of two towers of different height on level ground sustain angles of 30 degree and 60 degree respectively at the center of the line joining their feet. So let it be small one and this be higher one at the center. With the small one, obviously this angle will be small 60 degree, and since it is more steeper, it would be 60 degree. And these two sides are same. Suppose these two sides are this is at the center, that means this distance and this distance both are same, let it be A. Now in this particular triangle, we know that tan theta, if in a right angle triangle base angle is theta, then tan theta is given by perpendicular by base. That means perpendicular is equals to base into tan theta. Now in this triangle ABC, this is perpendicular AB, which should be equals to base into tan 30 degree, that is A into tan 30 degree. And here A dash B dash C, A dash B dash is the perpendicular, so this height would be a base, that is A tan 60 degree. Now they are looking out for the ratio of their heights. As per the angles, I'll calculate the ratio as AB by A dash B dash, that would be A tan 30 degree by A tan 60 degree. A cancel out, tan 30 degree is 1 by root 3 into 1 by tan 60 degree is root 3, that is 1 by 3. So the ratio we are looking out for is 1:3, and yes, that is in option D. Two ships are sailing in the sea on the either side of the lighthouse. We have a lighthouse. Two ships are sailing on the either side. Let it be A and B. The angle of depression of two ships as observed from top of the height is 60 degree. Let this be 60 degree angle of depression. Know that this is angle of depression. So this will be also 60 degree and 45 degree. If I join these two, this will be 45 degree. If the distance between the ships is 65 into 1 plus 1 by root 3 meter, then what is the height of the lighthouse? Okay, let it be CD. Height is X. That means X by dB is tan 45 degree, and tan 45 degree is 1. That means this dB will be also equals to X. Now in triangle CDA, we see x by AD is equals to tan 60 degree, and tan 60 degree is root 3. Therefore, AD equals x by root 3. So this is x by root 3. Now we know that from question, x by root 3 plus x is the total distance between the two shifts. That is x common 1 by root 3 plus 1. Now this is equals to 65 into 1 plus 1 by root 3. It is as given. So when we compare, we get x is 65 meters. The height of the lighthouse we have taken as x. Then what is the height of the lighthouse? Not light of the lighthouse. Okay, height of the lighthouse is x. That is 65 meter. Option A fits in. Very good. A man observe a car from the top of a tower which leans towards the north with 60 degree. Let this be the base. Tower is leaned at 60 degree. From here, he observe a car, and the car is moving towards the tower due south. Let it be south and that would be north, so that picture would be clear to us. This is leaning towards north and this side we have taken as south. With a uniform speed, angle of depression of car changes from 30 degree to 45 degree in 12 minutes. From this point, first at this point, the angle of depression was 30 degree. Then this car is moving towards the tower. After 12 minutes, it becomes 45 degree. So let me drop a perpendicular from here and make a right angle triangles. So now we have 3 right angle triangles to discuss. A, B, C, D, and let it be X, or this height be small x. Find the time taken by the car now to reach the tower. We need to find that what will be the time taken by the car from C to reach B, that is the foot of the tower. Now in the first triangle XAB, x by AB is equals to tan 60 degree, that is root 3. That means AB is x by root 3. This distance we have got x by root 3. Now triangle XAC, it is 45 degree. Then obviously AC is also x equals to x, because tan 45 degree is equals to 1. We know that. That means x by AC is tan 45 degree, and tan 45 degree is 1. That means AC is x. If AC is x, then the distance CB would be x minus x by root 3. Now the larger one, XAD, x by AD perpendicular by base equals tan 30 degree. Tan 30 degree is 1 by root 3. That means AD is x root 3. Now what will be this distance CD? This will be AD minus AC, isn't it? So this is AD minus AC. AC is x. Now we have length of all the 3 parts. What now it is given that in 12 minutes car have traveled this distance. So time 12 minutes, car have traveled a distance of x root 3 minus x. That means speed of the car is given by distance upon time. Speed is equals to distance upon time. That is x into root 3 minus 1 by 12. Okay. Can we call it like x into root 3 minus 1 units per minute? That is the speed. Now what will be the time taken by the car to travel this distance? Now time formula is distance by speed. Now the distance that this car need to travel is x into 1 minus 1 by root 3 divided by the speed. Speed is x into root 3 minus 1 by 12. Now let's solve this. X cancel, this 12 will go up. Root 3 minus 1 by root 3 into root 3 minus 1 in the base again. So time would be 12 by root 3. Let me rationalize it. It will give us 3, that is 4, which is 4 root 3 minutes. Car will take another 4 root 3 minutes to reach the tower, that is in option B. The angle of depression of a point A due south of a tower is 30 degree. Okay, let me try to make the 3D version of this. This is the tower, and let south should be actually here, but let me make it a bit here. This is point A, and this angle is 90 degree. Then this angle of depression is 30 degree. Let it be tower T. And to be due east, east means here towards West Bengal, east, this is point B. The angle of depression is 45 degree. Fair enough. If distance between the 2 points is 15 meter, this distance between 2 point diagram we can make on a 2D. And it will look like this. This is T, this is A, and this is B. Distance between these 2 points is given as 15 meter. What is the height of the tower? Let height of the tower is x. Now if we look at this triangle YTB, then perpendicular by base TB equals tan 45 degree, and we know that tan 45 degree is 1. That means TB is equals to x. This distance TB is x. Now this YTA is also a right angle triangle. Here also perpendicular by base, that is AT, equals tan 30 degree. Tan 30 degree is 1 by root 3. That means AT equals x root 3. This distance AT is x root 3. Now we know that this is again a right angle triangle, and here Pythagoras theorem will fit in. That is TB square plus TA square equals AB square. So x square plus x root 3 whole square would be 3x square, that is 15 square. So 4x square is 15 square. If I square root on both sides, where 2x equals to 15, height of the tower, that is x, is 15 by 2, 7.5 meters. Do we have this? Yes, in option C. A pole of 8 meter high is fixed on top of a tower. Okay, we have a tower. On this tower, a pole is fixed which is of 8 meter height. The angle of the top of the pole observed from point A on the ground is 60 degree. Let this be point A, and angle for observed angle of top of the pole. A pole, okay, this is the pole itself. So if I join these two, this is 60 degree. And the angle of depression of point A from the top of the tower, okay, from this point, if I join, this is 45 degree. The height of the tower and distance of point A to the top of the pole, let it be C and let it be B. We need the height TB. Let the height TB is X, then we know that BTA, this angle is 45 degree. Now with further ado, automatically this TA will be also equals to X. This become an isosceles triangle automatically. Now in triangle CTA, perpendicular is 8 plus X, base is X, perpendicular by base is 10 theta, that is tan 60 degree, tan 60 degree is root 3. That means X root 3 equals 8 plus X. X into root 3 minus 1 is equals to 8. If I rationalize both sides, I'll get 3 minus 1, that is 2, which is 8 into root 3 plus 1 cancel out. So x, that is height of the tower, is 4 into root 3 is 1.732. We can use it because in options all numbers are given. That would be 2.732 and that will give us 10.92 meters. Okay, we can see that there is only 10.92 meters in one of the option. Obviously this will be the answer, but let us see whether this answer fits in with our calculation or not. That is the height of the tower. Now the distance of point A to the top of the pole, that is CA, we are looking out for. In this particular we are looking out for CA and this angle is 60 degree. Now we know that cos theta is curly brown here, base, yes, base value is x. Okay, that is, we know, x by AC, hypotenuse. That means cos 60 degree is half because it is equals to sin 30 degree, which is half. That means AC equals to 2x. 2 into 10.92. 2 into 10.92 will be 11.84, which matches with 11.86 because this would be more profusely perfect value of x would be 10.928. So if I multiply this, we can get 21.86 meter as the distance from the point to the top of the pole. Option C fits in. The angle of elevation of a plane from a point A on the ground is 60 degree. Okay, we have a point A on the ground and angle of elevation, suppose this is the plane at a certain height. This angle of elevation, as we see, is 60 degree. Plane P1. After a flight of 15 seconds, the angle of elevation changes to 30 degree. Let it is moving away from this point, suppose. Then only it will change to 30 degree. Let it moves to point P2. And then this angle changes to 30 degree. Let us join this also. Height. If plane is flying at a constant height of 1500 root 3 meter, that means this is 1500 root 3. Find the speed of the plane, and from this point to this point, that is from P1 to P2, it has traveled in 15 seconds. Okay, P1AB triangle, P1B is 1500 root 3, that means 1500 root 3 by AB is equals to 1060 degree. 1060 degree is root 3. That means AB is equals to 1500. AB is 1500. Now again in triangle P2AD, this angle is 30 degree. So again perpendicular by base. P by B, base is suppose 1500 plus x. This is 1030 degree. 1030 degree is 1 by root 3. That means 1500 plus x is 1500 in root 3 into root 3 would be 4500. That means this x is 3000 meters. This is the distance traveled by the plane in 15 seconds. So speed of the plane is distance by time. Distance traveled is 3000 meter in 15 seconds. So that means speed would be 200 meter per second. But all speeds are given in kph. So we multiply by the conversion factor. Conversion factor is 18 by 5 to convert into kilometer per hour. This is 40. 18 into 4, 72, 0. 720 kilometer per hour. Option C fits in. A 1.17 meter tall boy spots a balloon moving with the wind in a horizontal line at a height of 88.17 meter from the ground. Boy, balloon 1.17. So if I draw this line, this is also 1.17, and height of the balloon from the ground is 88.17. 88.17 minus 1.17 is 87. Okay. The angle of elevation of the balloon from the eyes of boy at any instant is 60 degree. This angle is given as 60 degree. Eye would be at the head of the boy, not at the foot. After some time, the angle of elevation reduces to 45 degree. Suppose the balloon proceeded away from the boy, obviously, then only this angle will change to the lower angle, that is 45 degree, B1, and let this be G and this is G1. Okay, now the angle changes to 45 degree. Find the distance traveled by the balloon during this interval. We are looking out for this distance or GG1. Now we look at triangle BG, let it be A, BGA. This angle is 60 degree and we know that BG is 87. So 87 by AG is 1060 degree, that is root 3. That means AG equals 87 by root 3, or it can be 87 root 3 by 3, that would be 29 root 3. Now in triangle B1AG1, you see that this angle is 45 degree, therefore B1G1 should be equals to AG1 straight away. 45 degree, this also will be 45 degree. So B1G1 is 87, therefore AG1 is also 87. Now the distance GG1 which we are looking out for is AG1 minus AG, isn't it? So it would be 87 minus 29 root 3, 30, it would be 30. Oh, we need to first solve it. 87 minus 29 into 1.732 would be 50.228. 87 minus 50.228, 51, that is 36, and 9, 9, 10. Yes, 36.772 meter, that is in option B. That is the distance traveled by balloon in that interval. The angle of elevation of a tower from a point A on the ground is 30 degree. Tower T, ground A point, angle of elevation 30 degree. On moving a distance of 20 meter towards the foot of the tower to point B, moving in this direction, let it be point B, 20 meters, the angle of elevation increases to theta degree. Okay, obviously it will increase. Suppose this is B, this becomes theta. If the distance from B to foot of tower, that means BT, is half of AB, half of AB means this distance is 10, let it be C. Then the height of the tower and the angle theta will be. Height of the tower we can calculate by simple CT, perpendicular by base, base is 30, that is equals to 10, 30 degree, that is 1 by root 3. That means CT or height of the tower is 30 by root 3, that would be 30 into root 3 by 3, that is 10 into 1.732, 17.32 meters. 17.32 meter is in option C. We know that option C will fit in. Let us see that theta is 60 degree or not. Okay, so it is 10 root 3. Now In triangle CTB, tan theta is perpendicular by base, that is 10 root 3 by 10. If we cancel out, that becomes root 3. Root 3 is tan 60 degree. Therefore, theta is 60 degree. Option C fits in. The rotation undergone by the minute hand of the clock as it transfers a distance of 510 minutes. We know that minute hand completes the full circle in the clock when it comes back to its own position, and it will come back to its own position in 60 minutes. So in 60 minutes, the angle traveled by the minute hand is 360 degree. So in 510 minutes, it would be 360 by 60 into 510. It will go 6 times. That would be 3060 degrees. Movement would be total 3060 degrees. That is in option A. A watch which gains uniformly is 3 minutes slow at 12 noon on Tuesday and is 5 minutes 36 seconds fast at 4 p.m. on next Tuesday. Okay. At what time it was correct? Now, how much is the time difference between 12 noon Tuesday to 4 p.m. next Tuesday? So it would be straight away 7 days till 12 noon Tuesday. 7 days, this can be written as into 24 hours. Plus from 12 to 4, add 4 more hours. So 7 into 24 is 168 plus 4. That means time travel is 172 hours. Now what is the gain? Gain is minus 3. From minus 3 it reaches to 5 minute 36 second. That means 3 plus 5, 8 minutes. 8 into 60, let me convert this into seconds, is 480 seconds plus 36. That is 512 seconds. So that means gain is like how much? 512 seconds are gained in 172 hours. 512 seconds are gained in 172 hours. When the time was correct, that means when this minus 3 have come to 0. That means when the clock have gained 3 minutes. 3 minutes means when the clock have gained 180 seconds. At that time, the clock was correct. So 180 seconds would be gained in 172 by 512 into 180. 512 to 180. 172, how many times it will go? Okay, 480 plus 36. I've done a little mistake. It would be 516. So it would be 516. It will go 3 times. Yes. And then it will be 60. That is 60 hours. That means 12 noon Tuesday plus 60 hours clock would be at the right time. 60 hours means 24 plus 24. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It is 12 noon Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday plus 12 hours. That means it would be 12 a.m. Friday. Option C fits in. A clock loses 1% time during the first week and then gains 2% times during the next 1 week. If the clock was set right at 12 noon Monday, what will be the time that the clock will show exactly 14 days from the time, 14 days means 2 weeks, from the time it was set right. Okay, 12 noon it was set right. So this would all be in PM. They should have written it properly. It should be PM, AM, PM, PM. These are the options. So losing out 1% and then gaining 2%, that means overall gain of 1%. Now 1% time in only 1 week, na? Losing 1% time in first week, then gaining 2% time in 1 week. That means 1% time would be 7 days, 24 hours, 60 minutes, 60 seconds into 1%. If I'm calculating on seconds, that would be 7 into 24 into 36, 6048 seconds. If I divide this by 60, I'll get 100 minutes 48 seconds. If I divide 100 by 60, I'll get 1 hour 40 minutes 48 seconds. Gain would be there in the clock. So 12 noon plus 1 hour 40 48, that means it will show 1:40 48 PM exactly after 14 days. That is in option A. Two clocks are set correct at 10 AM on Sunday. 10 AM Sunday, both are correct. One clock loses 3 minutes in an hour. This goes -3 per hour. And the other gain 2 minutes in an hour. This goes +2 in an hour. By how many minutes do the two clocks differ at 4 PM on the same day? 4 PM means after 6 hours. After 6 hours, this will be 6 into 2, 12. This will show 4:12 because it's gaining 2 minutes every hour. And after 6 hours, it's losing 3 minutes every hour. So one clock loses 3 minutes. So 3 minutes into 6, it will lose 18 minutes. It will show 360 minus 18 is how much? 42 PM. Then how much is the difference? This distance is 18 minutes and this distance is 12 minutes. Difference is of 30 minutes. Option B fits in. From among the given alternatives, select the one in which the set of number is most likely like the set of number given here. Here if we see, we have 5, 13, 29. Here it is gap of 8 and 16. That means here the gap doubles. First one gap is 88, 13 minus 5 and then 15. Gap of 6 and 15, not doubling. Gap of 4 and 13. In the fourth one, it is gap of 8 and then 16, which matches with. Here also gap is 8, 16. Here also gap is 8, 16. Option D matches with the given set. From among the given alternatives, select the one in which the set of number is most like the set of number given here. So here also if I go in for the difference, this is 7 and this difference 6. Difference is decreasing by 1. In option A, difference is 6, 4, decreases by 2. In option B, difference is 3, 8, 10 minus 10, 18 minus 10 is 8. Here difference is increasing. In option C, difference 10 minus 4 is 6, then it is 5. Okay. And D, it is 3, 6. Obvious would be 6, 5. Because here the difference is decreasing by 1. Here also difference is decreasing by 1. So option C is the best fit.